and good morning to you, folks. Hope you are doing well. Welcome on in to a Thursday, February 12th. Lots going on this morning. By the way, partly cloudy, cool, and a high of 55 today. And all right, so I want to make sure, Joan, that I have all of this right. The whole El Paso laser thing.
Yeah.
This is an amazing story.
Yeah, it sure is.
So you have really, it seems to me, like a bickering between the FAA and the Pentagon. So what happens is you've got the Pentagon, and I'm trying to get all of this right because there's different stories that are out there. But as far as I can tell, there's these really cool lasers that the Pentagon wants to use to shoot down drones from the cartels. And so the Pentagon has loaned these lasers to the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol apparently has been using these lasers to, as the story goes, shoot down balloons. Now, there's some differing narratives as to whether or not the Border Patrol was actually actively shooting down these balloons. But some are reporting that the Border Patrol was. Others are saying that no, they hadn't. But the bottom line is we've been utilizing the military in the area going after the cartels, so that's part of it. But the Pentagon loans these drones to the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol may or may not have been using these lasers, but the FAA gets pissed off that the Pentagon has these lasers and they just shut down the airspace like that, just very quickly. And as far as I can tell, the FAA didn't go to the Pentagon ahead of time to say, hey, listen, you've got these lasers and apparently you're either using them or you're going to use them. And these lasers can shoot down airplanes, commercial aircraft. They didn't do that. They just said, screw it, we're going to shut down the airspace. And then Trump comes out and other people come out and they say, we're taking on the cartels. Yeah, that's what's happening. We're taking on the cartels. Yeah. But in reality, it was, I guess, a dust-up. It's being sort of framed as a dust-up ultimately between the Pentagon and the FAA. So
ABC News has former Marine fighter pilot Steve Ganyard, and he kind of frames the whole situation about this pretty well. Check this out.
Briggs Army Airfield is only 3 miles away from a major metropolitan airport where commercial aircraft are flying 24 hours a day. So I don't think it's unreasonable for the FAA to say, we would like to know when you're shooting these lasers, when you're blowing drones out of the sky, because you're only 3 miles away and we have to protect the flying public and we want to make sure that one of your lasers doesn't hit a commercial airplane. And the Army said, well, it's classified. We don't want to talk about it. And so it became a standoff.
That's incredible to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, and also you mentioned this in our little pre-show meeting that we're talking about Pete Hegseth, head of the Pentagon, and Sean Duffy, head of transportation. And the two guys are former Fox guys. I mean, they know each other. I would imagine they know each other well enough to have each other's phone numbers on their phones. Like, why weren't they talking to each other?
Why can't they just communicate? I mean, I don't know if this may have been a local FAA official. It may have been somebody under Sean.
True.
I don't know. But the amazing part of this whole thing is the lack of communication.
Yeah.
And the guy there says, the analyst that you just played, was that on Fox News?
No, that was ABC.
So for the Army to say, well, it's classified, if that is indeed what happened, if the Army said and the Pentagon said, well, it's classified, we can't tell you when we're going to use these lasers to shoot drones out of the sky, when the reality is that those lasers can go past those drones and go way up apparently into the air and take down a commercial aircraft?
He says for about either like a half mile to a mile beyond target.
So I don't know how high planes are when they're coming in for a landing or taking off, but I mean, that seems like a reasonable request.
You would think. And so this happened at El Paso, but there are military bases near airports all over the country. And we saw how that played out in a fatal way when that helicopter and the airplane collided over the Potomac River.
Yep.
in Washington, D.C. recently. So, these things, the airspace is pretty jammed when you consider all that could be up there.
So I'm looking at another story, and it's this is how they frame it. A shocking power struggle between Pentagon brass and a defiant FAA administrator just triggered the most dramatic airspace shutdown since September 11th. FAA Chief Brian Bedford unilaterally grounded all flights in and out of El Paso, including life-saving medical evacuations, after the military fired up high-energy laser weapons to blast drones along the Mexican border. Bedford made this nuclear decision without alerting the White House, the Pentagon, or Homeland Security. So it sounds like this FAA administrator, B-R-Y-A-N, Brian Bedford, it sounds like if the Pentagon, if the Border Patrol had actually fired up these high-energy laser weapons, the question is, was he just being pissy?
Yeah.
Or did he have a legit concern? It sounds like there was a legit concern, but the fact that these two entities couldn't get on the same page, I think that tells you the dysfunction of the government.
So they shot down, some are calling them party balloons. I think that's a little facetious, but
I saw
balloons.
Mylar balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they doing that as a practice?
Yeah, like as a test. Okay, so let's see if we can shoot down a Mylar balloon because we don't want to shoot down expensive drones.
Yeah.
Right? So I guess, because I saw that part of the story too, and I didn't really understand it. But, here's my question. Can't you test these things? I've been to places like Nevada and Arizona. There's a lot of barren land out there, not near airports and not near military places. So couldn't they do their testing? Did they have to do it right there? If they were utilizing these Mylar balloons and these party balloons, whatever, if they were using them to test, well, they can do those tests anywhere. So why would they have to do them, right there near the airport and the airspace and all of that? I guess it sounds like I'm questioning the military and the Border Patrol. I don't know why they couldn't get on the same page. Now, the other thing is, okay, so as FAA Chief Brian Bedford, was he truly concerned about planes being shot down by these lasers, or was he trying to make a point? Because I've seen other articles that say that Brian Bedford was a rogue FAA administrator. They call him rogue, as opposed to saying he justifiably shut down the airspace because he was truly and genuinely and had legit concerns about civilian aircraft being shot down.
Now, you have to consider that this is all being discussed by mainstream media, and their goal is to make it seem as if there's chaos within the Trump administration. So
right.
I take these reports with a grain of salt, considering the source and knowing that there's, if you wait 48 hours, there's probably a different story that'll come out of this.
Mexico. And by the way, I would say kudos to the Trump administration for going on offense. Didn't we talk about this yesterday? I think Chris and Sam, we all jumped in talking about how we really need to get aggressive and go on offense against the cartels.
Yes.
So
sure.
I'm not against going after the damn Mexican cartels, and they have been running apparently sophisticated drone operations across the border. And I like to see us doing something to take down these drones. And we need to figure out a way to do it safely. And I don't know any other way. I'm sure that there are other ways to take down drones, jam frequencies maybe. I don't know. But they got to figure this out. And I don't know if there's a way that you can have these lasers so that the laser terminates once it hits the target, so that it doesn't go a mile beyond a target. Because, we can put a man on the moon, Joan.
Right.
But we can't have a laser stop when it hits the target?
Yeah.
I don't know either. Joan's like, what the hell do I say to all this? I don't know. I do find the whole thing really interesting. The fact that, here's the other thing. It was shut down for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
not 10 days like they threatened.
No, not 10 days.
Still.
But I mean, this sounds like an hour max as everybody gets on the same page.
So specifically, they are using what is described as high energy lasers or directed energy weapons.
Pull your mic up a little bit.
Designed for countering unmanned aircraft systems. These systems burn through disabled drone components, electronics, structures, or propulsion methods by focusing intense energy to cause physical damage or destruction. So it's possible that these things would shoot past based on the description.
Yeah. And
you don't want to be giving LASIK surgery to a pilot mid-flight. That would...
No. Or I don't know how powerful these lasers are. Could they put could they put a hole in a wing?
Well, it says that it literally melts the drone that it hits.
Yeah.
So
most drones
probably
are plastic-based, so if concentrated long enough, I'd imagine it would do some damage to a wing or maybe...
It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
And if it did do a little damage to a wing, that plane's going down.
Yeah, that's the thing with all the aerodynamics and all that kind of stuff. Which is so funny.
Sam, this is not a funny subject.
No. It's the way he said aerodynamics and danced.
Oh, you didn't see me, Joe, and I don't know why. I don't know why I danced to aerodynamics.
He did aerodynamics, like he was playing the piano.
Anyway, whatever. So, gave the good people on the YouTube chat a nice little show this morning, assuming it's working. Is it working? Okay, good. Hello, YouTube, and all the people on the chat. All right, it is 5:17. Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. Who watched the Pam Bondi stuff yesterday?
Ooh, I did.
Okay. So it was Pam Bondi versus Pramila Jayapal. It was Pam Bondi versus a couple of other people. Jerry Nadler. And Jamie Raskin. So those are the big three that I've got. She was up there all day, and I'm telling you what, she didn't come there to play. Now,
she did not, but I thought she said some stupid things.
So I'm going to, we can talk about that because I'm going to be honest with you. Jerry Nadler was asking some legit questions. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be one of those moments where people might get mad at me, but I'm telling you that when they ask how many people within Epstein's orbit have been indicted, well, that answer is none. But I think that this is a lot larger conversation than just, hey, how many have been indicted? Also, by the way, the other drama that ensued, and I'll get into all of this, but the other drama that ensued, Pramila Jayapal, will you turn around and apologize to the victims of Epstein, right? Now, clearly dramatic, clearly performative, but here's the question. Does the Trump administration, not the Trump administration, does the DOJ and Pam Bondi owe the victims of Epstein an apology because within the 3 million documents or whatever that was released over the last, about 4 days ago now?
Yeah.
They were identified in some of these documents. Their names and their photographs, some of them nude, were not redacted. So that is also part of the conversation. You have a lot of people out there, and I'm telling you how I see it, folks. I think that there is a lot of performative on the left. We also got to be honest, the Republicans do it too whenever they're in the position of grilling somebody from the left. And so this is almost why I don't necessarily like to cover these things anymore, because it's all just performative and people up on their soapboxes. But I do want to give a little bit more perspective than just, Pam Bondi owned the libs. Well, there's more to the story. Joan, the best part, actually, of the Pam Bondi testimony yesterday?
Yeah.
Jerry Nadler falling asleep.
Oh, I didn't see that. You
didn't see Nadler falling asleep? Oh, my God.
He is so past his prime. I mean, honestly.
You know what? If a big pile of sludge was in human form.
It's Jerry Nadler.
It's Jerry Nadler.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lord have mercy. There is. Oh, I wish we had. When are we going to get our video back? Anyway,
I don't know.
There's a great video that's out there, and it shows High Pants Nadler. By the way, remember this story where members of Congress were talking about how bad Jerry Nadler smells?
Yes. Yes.
He actually looks like he smells.
Yeah.
Like big fat form of human sludge.
Well, it's, allegedly a poopy diaper situation.
Oh, is that what they say?
He's 92, right?
Is he not? He's not 92. Is he 90? No.
Or 91?
You know what? If Jerry Nadler is 91, I have to take everything back because he looks damn good for his age because I'll be dead at 91.
Oh, he's 78. So he looks terrible for 78.
Yes, he does. He's
Still.
Where did you get 90? Anyway, whatever. So, but you see the man walk, right? He's got his pants like over that, whatever that thing is. His muffin top.
He's got more than a muffin. I mean, he's got like a mountain in there.
He does. He's got like foothills.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway.
Jerry the Foothills Nadler.
So, I don't know if it's a poopy diaper thing or not. That's Sam. You got any... Sam, thank you for bringing us down this road. Is there any evidence? Have you brought any evidence to the table that Jerry Nadler has Joe Biden disease?
I mean... Between reports of him smelling bad and the way he squirms in a chair, just reminds me of a toddler like making room.
Well, they probably did. They have to ship. I don't want to harp on
to ship.
If the whole Nadler's got more problems than just his weight. All right, I mean the guy is just so far down the road of being of leftist whatever, but he fell asleep. And so there's a video out there now where he's asleep and the memes have started, Joan.
Of course.
So there's a video meme of Donald Trump walking up behind Nadler, putting a blanket over him, gives him a teddy bear, and it's Donald Trump holding up a sign that says, "This is why we need term limits." Very funny. Another one has Mike Lindell from the MyPillow. You know, the Mike Pillow.
Yeah.
Mike Lindell comes behind him and gives him a My Pillow, and says, I don't know what he says in it. But anyway, so yeah, Nadler falls asleep, and he's just, it's not the first time, and it's not the last time that he's going to fall asleep. But watching him get all befuddled when he's trying to reclaim his time, I think is funny because he's just, he's a nebbish is the word that I use to describe Jerry Nadler is nebbish.
Got to use it in a newscast, Joan.
Good luck on that one, Joan.
Which one? Platitudes?
Nebbish.
Nebbish.
Nebbish. Yeah, nebbish is the way that I describe Jerry Nadler. And so what does nebbish mean? Nebbish means basically...
pitifully ineffectual, timid, or submissive.
There you go. Nebbish. Nebbish.
He also, I found the clip. He falls asleep with his hand under his jaw.
Yeah.
Like classic, if your teacher walked by you in class and you're doing that, they're slapping your arm out from under you so you fall. I would have paid to see that.
Jerry Nadler was going on an awake strike. Until he can reclaim his time, he's not going to stay awake. He's going to go to sleep. So he's on an awake strike.
Not just term limits, but age limits.
Look, I'm on record as saying I have no problem with old people who are serving in Congress or serving in the presidency as long as they can do their jobs, right? Jerry Nadler cannot do his job. He can't do his job effectively, and I'd be willing to bet the people that are sitting rather close to him in that chamber probably would love to, pull out their COVID masks and put them over their nose.
I have a request here.
Well, I'm a little out of breath, though. I don't know if you can hear me, Joan. I had to run down into Nashville. I had to club an anti-ICE leftist and grab their whistle.
Yeah.
Because I have to blow the whistle on your use of the term nebbish. Hopefully, I won't get charged for clubbing the anti-ICE lunatic with their whistles. But
you're not buying my.
I'm putting the whistle to good use.
So the Oxford Dictionary says a person who is regarded as pitifully ineffectual, timid, or submissive.
Yeah, I don't know if Lisa Murkowski, she doesn't strike me as submissive.
Or timid, but she is pitifully ineffectual. So you can take your whistle and...
All right, moving right along.
Now, yeah, and I think the super texters would agree with me.
You know what? The super texters just agree with you because they like you better. That's what it is.
Well, it's not true. So now we've missed the moment because at this very second, maybe have passed already. If you look up into the sky and listen, all you people in your cars, don't do this. Just people who are walking to their cars. Look up in the sky. You can see the International Space Station this morning.
Really?
Yeah. It passes over. Now, this is according to Channel 2, News 2. They say that that it passes over Middle Tennessee about 16 times a day because that's how often it circles the Earth. But it's not often that you actually get to see it with the naked eye.
Well, so how do you know what it looks like, and how can you differentiate it from all the?
Isn't it it looks like dots in a row, like 10 or 15 dots in a row?
I don't know.
And
do I need to go fact check this in real time?
Go to News 2.
You want to send Sam out to the parking lot to see if he can see the space station?
Only if he doesn't have to hit a commercial or do something with that whistle of yours.
No, we're good.
The International Space Station will first be visible above the southwestern horizon at 5:28 a.m., and then it peaks at 61 degrees above the horizon. I'm sure everybody knows exactly where that is. In the southeastern sky before exiting to the northeast.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. If anybody sees it, I'd like to know.
Sam is literally now walking out to the parking lot.
Yes.
How funny would it be if he locked himself out?
Oh,
You ever lock yourself out of a radio station?
Yes.
I've totally done that.
But isn't that the subject of like all of your radio nightmares?
Yes.
That you get locked out and, even the long song, even the Stairway to Heaven that you just put on is not long enough.
Inagata-Devita?
Yeah, Inagata-Devita. Yeah.
Yep. I have done that.
Shame.
I did that in college radio.
Did you?
I did, and I did it many years ago when I was a producer. I mean, I was in my 20s. Have not done it, any time recently, thank the Lord. Actually, no, I have.
Oh, did you?
I was hosting this show. I had to run out to my car.
Right, you ran out to your car.
I had to run. Oh, you know what it was? I don't know if people remember this, but there was a day that I left my windows down.
Yeah.
And it was torrential downpour. And I ended up having to run out to my car and roll my windows up. And I left, this was back when I carried a wallet. And I left my wallet in the studio here. And so I didn't have my car to get back in. So I'm pounding on the door and hoping that somebody from like 92Q will, hear me and let me in. They finally did, and Johnny and Ken are laughing their ever-loving arses off because they're on the air wondering how long does it take for one man to roll up his windows, never in a million years thinking, gee, I wonder if he locked himself out of the building. Sam is back. Sam, did you happen to see the International Space Station?
There's too many stupid condos in the way.
Oh, yeah.
Damn that Nashville.
You said it was the southeastern portion of the sky,
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
That's facing those...
southwestern horizon.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then it exits to the northeast, yeah.
Yeah, we need like a sky cam or something. I will say.
Yeah, we can't get anything. We can't get a working computer, and you want a sky cam?
Let's go to the office of no and ask for a sky cam.
Well, I can tell you somebody
there are
in
no
the neighborhood...
plastic ututensils in the kitchen, but you want a sky cam.
Oh my God! Do you know what I wanted?
I can tell you. Hold on, there's something interesting going on outside.
Oh, what's going on?
I'm not making this up. I opened the door and I've got my long range lens on my camera ready to go in case I was able to see it, and I just get absolutely punched in the face with a very skunky smell.
Oh, no.
Someone is actively in the vicinity.
Smoking pot?
Waking and baking, man.
Are you?
I'm being dead serious. If you
so,
want to walk out that door.
Guys, hold on. Like, seriously. I don't want to get into a thing here, because I don't want to accuse coworkers of
No.
smoking a doobie.
It's down the road.
It's down the road.
So,
okay.
yeah, no. Nobody here. No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Mind you, we're in between two hotels in this area and everything, but someone is just...
Well, Joan, I knew that Sam was going to start going down the road of why isn't our coworkers, why aren't they sharing the doobie with him? I know how Sam works.
There are a lot of balconies, too, so if you just look around.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say
everywhere.
that, I may not be able to see the space station, but someone's certainly trying to put themselves there.
Okay, good.
Rocket Man.
Wah, wah. All right, very quickly. What do we want to do? Can we talk about the jobs report real quick?
Yeah.
So that was a really good jobs report, from what I can tell.
Yes.
And
so they were expecting the number
Yep.
to be 55,000, and instead it was 130? 330?
well,
I think 130,000.
130.
I've got this audio here. This is on Maria Bartiromo's show on how good this was. 172,000 private jobs, 100,000 jobs above the estimate, and they were looking for apparently only 70,000.
130,000 jobs created for the month of January.
Wow.
The estimate was 70,000. Wow, I was right, Maria. 4.3% is the unemployment rate. The street was looking for 4.4%. This is not the kind of report we expected to see, guys. Let me give you the government jobs picture. That is negative 42,000 on the government side.
Well, that's good. Do you know what I wonder? I was thinking about this. I should ask Matthew Hurt this question. So remember that Virginia, they elected a really, really leftist liberal governor, right? Do you think that the reason why Virginia went so incredibly blue was because you got a lot of pissed off former government workers that lost their job? And so they're taking it out on the Trump administration? I mean, I'm wondering, and they're getting theirs now. I mean, she went in there, Abigail Spanberger, they went in and she's raising taxes and, doing all of these other things.
It's absolutely possible that this is the backlash from
this is the
federal workers.
Retribution of former federal workers that decided that, and they just said this piece that I'm playing, Cheryl Casson says that they lost, there were 42,000 fewer government jobs, which is, obviously a good thing. And I mean, you see, and I don't have the percentage in front of me, Sam, maybe you can look it up. Since President Trump took over, how many government jobs have we been able to shed? It's been a lot, and that's a good thing.
Part of the equation, we saw that in the reports previously. We also saw labor force participation rate, 62.5%. Average hourly earnings, 0.41%. That is actually higher than the expectations. Average hourly earnings month to month, a little bit higher than expected. Private payrolls, 172,000. I had to do a double take. 172,000 private jobs. Guys, that's 100,000 above the.
So there you go. I mean, I realize everybody wants to look just at grocery carts. I realize that it's all about the groceries. And again, I do understand that. I'm not going to go through that whole monologue again. But there's so many other things, so many other positive economic indicators that the Trump administration has to brag about. But my rule, and it's the same rule, Joan, that I had for radio that I have for economic numbers and jobs numbers. You don't get too excited when things are going good, and you don't get too depressed when things are not going good. It's just, you know what? You got to look at everything long term. And right now, though, I mean, we do still see gas prices. They are lower. By the way, gas prices might start going back up as the weather begins to get warmer. We see that all the time. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I don't know about you. And Joan, you used to work at the Wall Street Journal. But I see a lot of positive economic indicators out there. I do understand that there's still work to do with, groceries. But
yeah,
by and large, I mean, and by the way, remember when I talked about, I wish I could remember to do these things day to day, but we're talking about people and their tax returns. And I said, let me know how your tax returns look as you start to, do them every day or week or, as people start to do them in our listening audience. And I've had a lot of people hit me up and say, they got money back and more money than they were expecting with their tax returns.
Yeah.
So some people are going to be disappointed, but from what I've seen on the super text line and my, not so scientific polling here, the people that I've spoken to have said that they got more money back than they expected with their tax returns.
I can vouch. I did.
Did you really?
That's cool.
Yeah, which is like the first time. The really crazy part is last year we paid out so many in taxes despite being in the lower end of the bracket while I'm still in school and everything. And that was obviously because of Bidenomics, right, at play. But I, by the way, have those numbers for you. The net federal workforce reductions are in the range of approximately 212,000 to 320,000 civilian employees at this stage at early 2026. So about 9 to 14% of the pre-2025 workforce has been cut.
Good. Listen, and apparently our government is still functioning. They passed the SAVE Act in the House of Representatives last night. By the way, we do have Matt Van Epps, Congressman Matt Van Epps. He's going to be joining us from the 7th, and he is going to be joining us at 7:06 here on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. So,
Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, and President Trump have both been talking about if people just hang in there, the first and second quarter are really going to pop, and people are going to feel it won't feel like gaslighting anymore. Things will really pop, and people will begin to feel the effects of Trumponomics, if you want to call it that. What needs to happen are two things: that the interest rates come down so that the housing market starts to move.
Yep.
If the housing market starts to move, it's growth off the rails. Also, wages need to go up, and they did in this past yesterday's numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I think wages went up 3.4%. That's a sizable increase.
That is a very sizable increase.
And it needs to continue. People need to get more in their paychecks. And, now that employers don't have a lot of the people that they were able to pay a pittance to and be happy about it, since they've all been deported, now employers absolutely have to pay a good wage to American workers.
Well, and same with the housing, since people are being deported en masse.
Yes.
Now you're going to have options for, developers and landlords have got to cut prices to get people to move in.
And they have. The apartment rents have been coming down. So,
and Nashville is one of those cities that has seen the biggest decline in apartment rents. We talked about that. $2,400 is what 9577 received from his tax return. Other folks are saying, another guy says 9384, another person says got $600 more this year as well. So people are, saying that they're getting more money back.
Yeah. Last year I owed an additional $1,600, and I'm definitely getting at least that back.
Let's see here. George says you can install an ISS detector on your phone. So I didn't know that, but whatever. Let's see here. And 5028 is just being a party pooper this morning. He's complaining about the fact that we spent the first segment talking about lasers. We were talking about one of the biggest news stories that we covered yesterday. And the fallout between the FAA and the Pentagon and why they decided to close El Paso's airspace. So 5028, yes, we were talking about news.
And lasers are cool.
And lasers are cool.
High energy lasers? Come on.
Whatever, 52. You know what I'm finding myself with the 5028? I just go whatever.
Yeah.
Just whatever, dude. You too, Joan. Just whatever, 5028.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's see here. Now, 1973 says, I owe money for the first time ever. By the way, all you people that are telling me that you got all this money back, we will be having a GoFundMe for a new computer. If I can. In 552 on Super Talk 99.7, you'll notice Joan and Sam quiet when the host makes a comment that could tick off the first floor. Anyway, totally kidding. I used to tell Johnny and Ken, run, whenever I'd say something that could get us in trouble. I'm going to say the same thing to you guys.